Hi, I'm Adam Drake from Mugen Seiki Racing. Today I'm going to show you just a quick video that's going to show what it looks like when you have a piston and sleeve resized the correct way versus not the correct way. So what we have here is all three of these are Spec 3 sleeves. These are engines that were sent in for service. This one on the far right was sent in just to kind of look over, resize the piston and sleeve. And then these two Spec 2s were sent in because they had work done, the sleeves resized, and then when the person tried running them, they had some problems. So first, what I'm going to show you is one where the piston and sleeve has been resized the correct way. So what you want to do when you resize a piston and sleeve, or you have someone resize the piston and sleeve, is basically you're trying to refresh the engine, give it a little bit more seal and compression. Now, when you do that, you don't want any extra resistance pretty much through the stroke. You just want at top dead center, which is where the piston reaches its highest point within the sleeve. There is where you want it to have seal and that added compression. If it starts to seal or starts to drag on the sleeve early, it just creates more friction, and that's also not where you need the seal. You just need it at top dead center. So as you can see here, this is super free, moves really easy, but then at top dead center, it gets stuck and you have compression again. Now with this, you wouldn't need to like re-break in the piston and sleeve. You pretty much could just drop it in, adjust the tune, maybe take it easy the first tank or two, but for the most part, you can go straight back to race tune and start running it. Now these two engines, like I said, they had service done from someone else, and the person got the engines back, and then they said they ran really hot, they didn't idle well, and they just had problems, so they sent them to me. And this was right out of the gate. They didn't really run them much or spend much time with them. They just knew something wasn't right. As you can see here, the piston has a little bit of a scuff mark, and basically it's because the sleeve where it was resized or compressed, it's not even. So the piston's starting to drag really early in the stroke. So you can see here that the piston starts to get stuck really early, but then as you compress it, it still doesn't have good seal at top dead center. It goes past where top dead center would be. So basically the entire sleeve was compressed, so it starts to drag early in the stroke, and then it never gets much tighter as you get to top dead center. So you still have no seal at top dead center, and you have more drag and more resistance early in the stroke. And then this one is pretty much exactly the same. You can see it starts to get stuck very early in the stroke, but then you can compress it all the way to the top, and you still don't really have great seal at top dead center. So this is going to create more heat, it's not going to idle well, and overall just not have good performance. So if you're looking to have your engine kind of refreshed or renewed, just make sure you send it to someone you trust, someone who has the proper tools to do it right, because otherwise you have these engines that everything's in pretty good shape, it's just low on compression, and there's really no fixing it from this point. Where with this, when it's resized correctly, you can extend the life, and you're going to have a great engine whether you use it as your primary race engine or as a backup. When it's done right with the proper tools, you're going to have a much better experience.